Hail, good viewers and listeners in. The latest new maps are being publicly released this week on Gears 4. I had a chance to play them last week while they were in the developer's playlist, and have amassed a few tips to help you conquer the Horde. So let's dive right in and get to it! Post-haste! Mercy is yet another Gears 3 re-release, but I'm not too upset about this one, as it's not the usual perfectly symmetrical type of map they've been rehashing so far. This one is also pretty good for Horde, as there's more than one viable place to put the Fabricator. The two places are up here on the elevated platform, and the church at the opposite end, which I've dubbed the Kill House. This strategy is focused on the church as it's a more defensible location, especially on the higher waves, and 2 of the 4 possible bosses can't enter it. Now before we get into the strategy, you may notice that we didn't have much in the way of fortifications in this video, and it's a bit more of a clusterfuck than usual. Some of the footage is from a public round I played with randoms, which must have been everyone's first ever round of Horde, as no one seemed to know what the fuck they were doing. Hey, did you know that you're not that class? Get the fuck out of the way, asshole! Shit! The rest of the footage is from a round I played with some subs where we ran out of power early on, due in part to a failed strategy of placing barriers in the aisles and letting the enemies into the church with the hopes of killing them while they were stuck on the barricades. It sounds good in theory, till you realize the monkeys and drones can just jump over the benches. Fuck me! Anyway, with that being said, my recommended team setup is an engineer, scout, sniper, and 2 heavies. Though after our power hunger strike, I think you can even forego the scout and take an extra sniper or a 3rd heavy if you're feeling brave. Have your sniper post up behind the altar at the back of the church and focus on marking any big enemies with called shot first and foremost, especially the bosses. Position your heavies on man turrets in the back corners. Set up the turrets so your range of motion allows you to aim back behind the altar, as pouncer doodles will frequently jump back there to attack the sniper and engineer. The turret on the right will be able to cover the left and middle entrance, while the left turret covers the right and middle. Try to wait until the enemies come close to the entrances before gunning them down to make life easier on your scout, as there's not much in the way of cover out front of the base. On the later waves, the sniper should focus mainly on taking out the Deadeye sniper chappies who spawn on the opposite end of the map, as they will relentlessly one-shot the heavies on the turrets if they're left unchecked. Place sentries in the 2 front corners of the church, and 1 in the middle aisle directly in front of the altar. That's assuming you don't have a 3rd heavy, but if you do, put a 3rd man turret there instead. If as a heavy you find you're constantly being downed by the Deadeyes on the last few waves, try moving your turret to the middle aisle, as they tend to shoot from the sides of the raised platform and won't be able to spot you down there. And that's how you do Mercy. As for Harbor Fog, here's what you do. Go to the Coalition's official website, find the link to their Twitter, open that, and send something along the lines of "Stop reskinning launch maps, you lazy sheep motherfucker." If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment and a like. It helps us get more exposure on the YouTubes. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? We put out shit like this every week.